Hi everyone, and welcome to this little exclusive for the Retro Shack, courtesy of Ricky from youmakerobots.com. So, you know I love playing games on my Spectrum, and like most people, I use a joystick. And this means that I have a joystick interface plugged in, because the Spectrum doesn't have one as standard. I also like, now and again, to load games from a ZX UE tape device, like this one we reviewed recently that sits nicely next to my Spectrum Plus and gives me all the nostalgia feels. But it's a bit of a mess back there, isn't it? There are wires everywhere because the ZX UE tape needs separate power, and of course we've got a much larger footprint on the desk, nice as it is. The solution? The ZX Frankenstein, a neat little device that smashes together the ZX UE tape functionality with a Kempston joystick interface. Let's take a little look around it. The front of the device carries the small screen and the joystick interface. On the top we have all of the control buttons, which are up, down, play, stop, a mode button and a reset button which resets only this device and not the Spectrum. There's also a USB socket on top in case you need to update the firmware. On the side there's the SD card slot, and on the other side is the output socket to connect to the ear interface on the Spectrum. Once it's in place, it's certainly a lot tidier around the back of the machine, but the placement of this joystick port I don't like, as it interferes with using the keyboard, and I don't want to have to be unplugging the joystick to use my favourite QA OP space combination of keys. This is the prototype device, so my suggestion would be to move the port to somewhere else, the top or the back, to clear that keyboard. In operation, the controls work just like the previous version. Up and down to select files, press play to play the virtual tape. The mode button allows you to change the baud rate, but you don't need to. The default works just fine. So let's see if it works. I've got my joystick plugged in, and I'll now awkwardly type in the load commands, working around that cable. I'll whiz through the loading itself so we can get to the testing. Any youngsters out there who don't remember loading from tape, this is running at 20 times normal speed. Let that sink in. Blimey, I must have had the patience of a saint when I was a kid. Right, we're loaded. And the first thing I can tell you is that the quick shot joystick I've got plugged in clearly isn't Kempston compatible. Hang on while I swap to another joystick. That's better, and I can now confirm that this works a treat. I'll have a little play so you can all have a good laugh at how terrible I am. And that's the ZX Frankenstein, virtual tape player and joystick port monster mashed together into one cartridge. It's advertised on the youmakerobots.com site for £49.99 at the time of this video being published, and the blurb says coming in April. Hopefully that gives youmakerobots.com time to move the joystick connector. If you haven't got either a joystick interface or a Tapeuino type device for your Specky, then this is a tidy solution, if a little oddly named. Anywho, if you like the channel, please subscribe and hit the bell to be notified of new content. Is this ZX Frankenstein something you'd consider buying? Let us know in the comments, we always like to read them. Right, I'm off to play a bit more Monty on the Run. Bye for now.